Hey, this is Double R. I wanted to tell you that Anchor by Spotify is a great and easy way to make a podcast with everything you need and all in one place. Anchor has the tools to allow you to record, edit your podcast straight from your phone or your computer. When hosting with Anchor, you can distribute your podcast to all listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Best of all, it's totally free. So go down the Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started. This is the Let's Roll Podcast with your host, Double R. What's up, everybody? It's your host that rolls the most, Double R. Welcome back to the Let's Roll Podcast. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about Disney Plus. All the past, present, and future series that I watch on there. Some shows that are no longer on there. And much more. And we're going to do this right after this.
This is Sammy Haney. I play Esperanza on Racing Dion. Watch Season 2 February 1st on Netflix. And get ready for my upcoming interview right here on the Let's Roll Podcast with Double R.
So let's talk about Disney Plus. Disney Plus has been around for a little over a year now, or 2 years, something like that. Originally, when it was announced, I didn't know if I would get it. I'm not that big of a Disney fan. But granted, they have bought two of the biggest franchises and brought them in under the Disney umbrella, and that being Marvel and Star Wars. They have created some shows from past movies and TV shows that I watch and check out. And they have a few older stuff on there that I check out from time to time. Overall, I think Disney Plus is pretty good. I don't know if I like the model when it comes to their series, that they release 1 or 2 episodes when the series first comes out, and then 1 episode every week after that. I know that's how TV is done, like normal TV or even cable for that matter. But I believe that I would prefer the whole series to come out at once, because I'm more of a binge watcher when it comes to that. But I guess it works both ways. So, at least on Netflix, when they put out their series, it comes out all at once and lets me, give me the ability to binge watch all of the series on Netflix. But Disney does it a little bit different. As far as the series that I've been watching, of course, I have watched all the Marvel series that have come out. I watched the new imagined series, Dr. Doogie Howser, MD. I like to take on the series. I kind of wish that Neil Patrick Harris would make a cameo on that series, even if he was playing himself as the actor that played the Doctor. I think that would be kind of cool, but so far he hasn't done it yet, but hopefully he will. Then I watched the 1 season only series, because it got canceled, was Turner and Hooch. I started to enjoy that. At first I kind of thought, it's not that great, but just like with anything, at least for me, most of the time, if you can get me hooked, but if you can get me to watch all the way up till the 3rd episode, I'm probably going to go ahead and continue watching all of it, even though I might not like it. It has to be really bad or really boring for me not to watch the series. So I watched Turner and Hooch. Let's get into Marvel a little bit. Of course, I got into all the Marvel series that we got so far. And let's see if I can remember all of them off the top of my head. We started off with, I believe, WandaVision. Then we got Falcon and Winter Soldier. And Hawkeye? Is there something else I'm missing? Oh, and Loki. We had Loki before Hawkeye. Let's take one of these, take each series one at a time here. WandaVision, I liked it. It was pretty cool, interesting interesting in the way that they did the series. And I like the way Marvel, they've even done this with their movies. Each movie is a genre movie in itself. Like, in other words, yes, it's a comic book movie, but it's a comic book movie with a genre of a spy thriller or, horror movie or whatever. It's got a genre within the genre. And so they're doing that same thing with the TV shows. So they're doing that with their TV shows. WandaVision was kind of a weird, trippy show, but I liked it. I liked where it was going. Then we had Falcon and Winter Soldier next. I like that show. I like the fact that it's, they're carrying on with Captain America, but with Falcon taking over. I like the fact that the Winter Soldier was involved, or Bucky, however you want to refer to him. So I really like that series. And then got into Loki. Loki I didn't really jive with very well. I mean, I still liked it. I still watched it. But it was alright. Then we get to Hawkeye, which is Marvel's version of Die Hard. And some exciting things happened in that series. Some other MCU characters from other platforms and series themselves have come over. I don't want to talk too much spoilers, even though probably a lot of people have already seen all these series. So I enjoyed the MCU series so far. I'm looking forward to the newer ones coming out this year. And then let's get over to Star Wars. Star Wars so far has had 2 series. The Mandalorian, that had 2 seasons, and then a spinoff of Boba Fett, and then we'll have a new Mandalorian season coming out, and a bunch of other upcoming Star Wars. With the new Book of Boba Fett series on Disney Plus, I'm pretty much like everybody that I've watched on YouTube review the first episode. A lot of people didn't like that episode, and I'm kind of one of them. I thought it was a very slow, boring episode. And I do understand that a lot of series, especially new series, they got to build up. They got to constantly be building it up. So it can't just start off from the get-go, So, that being said, I didn't really like the first episode. Second episode was a little bit better, but I'm still not, like it still hasn't caught me or locked me in yet. Maybe the third episode will get me there. But overall, I'm enjoying the series. I mean, I'm enjoying everything that they've been putting out as far as the MCU and Star Wars goes. I've even enjoyed some of the lesser series. But when I come back, I want to jump into movies that have come out on Disney Plus. So Disney Plus does Disney puts out movies too, along with MCU, Star Wars, and just different movies. And because of the pandemic and the slow process of trying to get back to a normal life, movies have had to shut down. They've had to, movie theaters, had to shut down for a little while and then slowly open back up and slowly implement new, procedures and rules and blah, blah, blah. Well, the movie industry had to adapt. And one of the things that Disney Plus did was, before the theaters started opening back up, they took these movies that were going to come out in theaters initially, and they went straight to Disney Plus. Here's the problem that I had with them doing that. It wasn't the fact that they were putting them on Disney Plus. And for me personally, that's fine. I don't like to go out that much anyway. I mean, I do enjoy going to the movies, but if I can't go to the movie theater and enjoy it like I used to, the next best thing is to watch it at home. You know, I could watch it on my big TV in my room or watch it on my tablet, you know, whichever one. It doesn't matter how I watch it as long as I can get to watch it. The problem that I had with Disney Plus putting their movies on their streaming service is they wanted you to pay something like $30 for the premium access to the movie on top of what you were already paying monthly. Not only that, you don't even own the movie, which you wouldn't technically own anyway, even if you bought it, bought the digital movie online. And that's another discussion we can get in down the road on a different episode about physical media and digital media. But you're paying $30 to watch that movie, and I believe, and I could be totally wrong, and if you want to shoot me an email or a message or a tweet or whatever to tell me that I'm wrong, but I think you only had like 20 to 48 hours to watch the movies. Like, you couldn't even watch it multiple times in the time frame you had. Once you started it, you had 24 to 48 hours to finish it for $30. And then but if you just waited like a month or two, it was going to become free on the service anyway. So I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that would have paid that money up front, depending on what the movie was. They were going to pay that. They had no problem paying that. They wanted to see that movie that bad. But for me, even the movies that I want to see the most, that I'm willing to jump in my car, go to the theater, buy popcorn, drink, candy, whatever, to watch, I still don't pay. Well, I guess you could say I still pay $30, but I'm going to the theater for an experience. I'm going to not only watch this movie, enjoy the concessions, but enjoy the people around me when they react to things that happen in the movie. I don't get that at home. I can get the snacks, I can get the candy, the popcorn, the drink, or I can create my own thing. I can order out, get me some food, just sit down and watch a movie, whatever. The one thing I'm lacking from the $30 that I would spend to go to a theater is the atmosphere, the people around me, the reactions to things in the movie. Good or bad, the annoying people around me versus the people that enjoy it, so on. It's the atmosphere. It's the experience. You don't totally get that at home. And I don't believe $30 to pay to stream it on my TV, my tablet, my phone, whatever, is worth it. Not when I'm already paying $15 or whatever it is a month for the service. So I think that model is terrible. It's not for me. I'm not going to pay that money. There is nothing that I would pay $30 to watch a movie on any streaming service for. That is too much money and ridiculous. I get it. They had to figure out a way to make up some of the money they were losing because people couldn't go to the theater and buy the tickets. So, that's the biggest problem I have with movies going straight to streaming, or even movies that are going to now there are streaming services that have movies coming out in the theater and also coming out on streaming at the same time, which that is another dumb way of doing it. I get why they had to do it, or they thought they had to do it to try to make some kind of money some way, but I think that was dumb. Like, make a choice. Either your movie comes out in the theater and you take a chance on what you're going to make at the theater, or put it out on streaming and let it be a part of the service, period. If you wanted to do premiere access on Disney Plus, don't make it $30. Don't even make it $20. Either make it $10 to $15. Like 1 month. And I would even say that. I wouldn't even say that. I would really charge $10 a movie. Like, like when the movie, a premiere access movie, if you want to put it out on the service before you release it free on the service, put it on there for $10. I would be more willing to pay $10 to watch a movie, premiere movie, than $30. Even though I'm already paying for the service. And then on top of that, make it a year before you make it anywhere from 6 months to a year before you put it out on the service for free. Well, I say free, we're still paying for it monthly, but you get what I'm saying. Like, give you plenty of time for people to pay for it. And don't make it available anywhere else. That's another thing. There are movies that premiere on Disney that I can go buy on other platforms. If your intent is to make money and to bring more subscribers to your platform, don't put those movies out available to everybody else. Maybe that be like a month. Like you have a month on Disney Plus, then you release it to let people buy it everywhere else. I'm going to put this out there. If anybody has experience in buying digital media, as in movies, no matter what platform you're buying it on, I would like to interview you. I'd like to talk to you about it because I have questions that I don't really think I've gotten answers to on that subject. So if you're listening to this and you would like to come on my podcast and talk to me about that and give me the ins and outs of buying digital media and what's the best way to do it and so on, let me know. Just hit me up on the website at www.theletsrollpodcast.com. With that being said, I'll be back right after this to talk a little bit more about Disney Plus, what I like, what I don't like, and so on. Alright, so we've talked about series, we've talked about movies. Well, I never really talked about the movies themselves. So let's talk about some of the movies that I have watched on Disney Plus, the more recent movies. Some that I haven't watched, some I have. Let's go with Black Widow, because that's one of those movies that I should have talked about in the last session, or whatever you want to call it, on the podcast. Black Widow came out in movies. Me and my friend, we did go to the movie theater and watched it. And then I think it was released at the same time on Disney Plus Premiere Access for $30, which I didn't do. I didn't pay. I already went to the movies. But then Scarlett Johansson got screwed because Disney did not want to pay what she was supposed to get because they breached the contract because they put it straight to Disney Plus. Or released it also on Disney Plus. And the theory, and obviously it's a good theory and it's pretty much true, if you're going to put a movie out in the theater and then put it out on Disney Plus at the exact same time, you're taking away from the potential of the movie, what the movie could have made in the theaters. And contracts for actors were written to where they were going to get a percentage of the movie income that was in theaters, not the income on streaming. And so Scarlett Johansson tried to go to them and make a deal, and they kind of refused. And you could look it up, but basically they tried to keep from giving her the money that she was asking for. But they would have lost. If it would have gone to court, they would have lost because it was a breach of contract, and they knew it. Eventually, it all got worked out, and so on. So that was the biggest red flag for any streaming service and Hollywood itself to say, hey, look, we're in a new age and day and time in the world and a new normal, and we got to adjust what our contracts are going to say from here on out. I watched the Jungle Cruise movie on Disney Plus. I thought it was all right. Wasn't great. I like The Rock, but whatever, it was all right. I'm trying to think of some other movies I watched. I watched the animated movie. I can't remember how to say the name, but it animated movie based in Colombia. I watched that. That was a cute little movie. I liked it. I can't think of any other ones that come to mind, but overall I enjoy Disney Plus. I don't watch everything that's on there, but I do periodically go on there and try to find something new to watch on there to, just see if I can get interested in it. But Disney Plus is good. I like it. I like what they're doing with the Marvel series, the Star Wars series. I like those things. So I'm watching all the Marvel. I'm watching all the Star Wars. I'm pretty much watching almost every movie that they're going to put out. Once it hits the platform, I'll watch it. One old thing that I watch on Disney Plus is the old Spider-Man series, animated series. I watch that, and I also watch the X-Men series. So, but that being said, though, that's what I'm watching on Disney Plus. That's what I'm liking, and some of the complaints I have about it. That overall, it's a great streaming service. I would recommend it for people to get. I don't see a knock on Disney on that. I might talk about other platforms and streaming services in other episodes. I'd like to talk about like HBO Max and Netflix and stuff like that. Things that I like about them, things that I don't, and so on. But with all that being said, thank you for coming to listen to the episode. I hope you share it. Make sure you look us up on our website at www.theletsrollpodcast.com. Check out all the ways you can support us, and look forward for all future episodes coming out. And with all of that being said, always until next time, let's roll. Hey guys, Double R here, and make sure you check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and our merch store. Follow us on all of our social media.